Men look at me differently. Do I still get attention? Sometimes I do, but nothing like I did when I was in my 30s and my 40s. A lot of women don't realize how much their dating pool shrinks with
Oh,
age. Take this whole concept that actions have consequences and let's drop it into the context of marriage. There are a lot of women, especially the ones who got married when they were young, they're in their early 20s, and they kind of still carry this unspoken belief that I'm still the hot girl. And even though they're now in their 40s and their 50s, and they're still attractive, they assume that their appeal out in the broader market has not changed. And they think of themselves as that head turner, as the one with all the options. And look, I want to be clear here. I'm not here talking shit about aging women. I'm 60. Okay, I know what this is like to age and to be out in the world and the way that.
hey, old girl still keeping it together for 60. I mean, I don't know if she has some filters going on that cam, but straight up, she keeping it together for 60. And uh, for even us OGs that are over 50, think about it. Does your woman look that good at 60? So even if you think, oh, what am I going to do out here? All the women are younger. They're not interested in me. It's some much better looking women out here that are 50 and even 60 years old than what we probably remember back in the day. They are out here. So don't even, again, be too down on yourself about what options you may have. Because what you'll find is you have more options than she does. Because even if you're a 60-year-old man listening to me now, you have the ability to go up if you like. Maybe you want to go up to 65. But especially if you've taken care of yourself, let's keep it 100. You can go down to 25. And you can probably get a relationship for a 25-year-old. I don't know if I would do it, but, because I've kind of looked at the 25-year-olds out here and I'm like, wow, wow, our school system is pretty jacked up. Glad I homeschooled mine. So, but on the other end, you can do that. But your soon to be ex wife or ex wife, if she's 60 years old, she can go up and she can go down. But when she goes down, again, she's going to be treated like that hole in the wall. And when he's done, it's going to take the towel, wipe it off a little bit, and he's going to be gone. And she's going to be going bragging to all the girls. I got a 25-year-old that had my ankles up by my ears if she's still that flexible. But you know what? Let's tell the truth. That night, she's going to be sending him a little text, and he's not going to be responding. At night, she's going to be trying to talk to him and make a little small talk, and he's going to be talking about bringing his buddies through. And she's going to be like, she might try it. But she realizes that this dude still, he's not taking me out on dates. I'm never going to meet the family. On Valentine's Day, he's not going to come see me. I love to travel. His idea of traveling is going to McDonald's. And I mean, Happy Meals are pretty expensive, so I guess that's not a bad thing. But, his idea of traveling is like going to the hookah bar or something. Man, my ex-husband used to take me everywhere. I had such a good time on those family vacations when Facebook puts up those what you did 3 and 5 and 10 years ago. But I left all of that behind because I wanted to go out here and get throttled by a 25-year-old. And it was good for the 5 minutes it lasted. I mean, granted, he was ready to go again 5 minutes later, and my ex-husband can't do that. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes, gentlemen. That's kind of exactly how it goes. You'll be okay. You got a lot of options that she does not have. And understand that. Stop again dealing from a position of deficit.
Men look at me differently. Do I still get attention? Sometimes I do, but nothing like I did when I was in my 30s and my 40s. A lot of women don't realize how much their dating pool shrinks with
Oh,
age. They don't think about it that way. They don't think about competition. They don't think about the fact that for most middle-aged women, the dating pool has gotten a whole lot smaller and a whole lot more competitive once you're out of the marriage bubble. But because
Again, she said what I just said. Subscribe to her channel, Sex, Love, and Soul. Props to her. Because if a guy says it, it's considered misogynistic or whatever. You know what? Let a woman say it. I'm glad she's the one that's saying it, not me. She's saying this. The options do shrink. The dating pool does shrink. And, really, for the women out there that are getting back out in the game, it is difficult because where the OGs had that guilt, when they used to put the videotape in the VCR and, they get the tracking set just right to watch the bow chicka bow wow movies. Young guys don't have that hang up anymore. They will be satisfied with that. And so now, not only does she have to compete with other women that look better than her and are younger than her, she even has to compete with images and a vast array of them that she probably didn't have to deal with you as her husband or as her ex-husband. Oh, these young guys out here, they are a whole different breed. By the way, she might even be competing against women that look like her but got the same equipment as you.
they still get attention, maybe from their trainer at the gym or their tennis coach or the bag boy at Whole Foods, or their friends' husbands are flirty with them. They think, oh, I've still got it. I'm still hot. My man's not going anywhere. But what they're confusing is sexual attention with relationship value. Their mistake.
Sexual attention with relationship value. They are two different things. Your wife will always get sexual attention, but that does not mean she or even the guy that's after her has relationship value. But, sir, it's not about her. The question is about you. You may have been accustomed to always giving sexual attention, especially to women that don't even deserve it. My question for you, though, is what value do you bring to a relationship, or do you have relationship value? And again, this isn't, Kevin Samuels, high value man. This is just asking the question, where do you go? What do you do? What interests do you have? I'm not even asking how much money you make. I look on dating apps and I read some of the comments that you guys put on pictures, and I'm just like, if I ever saw my son, I'll be like, what the? This is what you leading up with? This is what you got? What relationship value do you have? And to be honest, when women smell your relationship value, you'll be totally surprised at how they will act. You'll be totally surprised again at the amount of respect that you get. But we'll talk about that on another video.
Being flirted with for being chosen, with desire for devotion. And it's a dangerous illusion that a lot of women are under. Just because a man wants to sleep with them doesn't mean that he wants to commit to them. And that's a massive blind spot for a lot of married women. And it leads to complacency. It leads to entitlement. And it leads to a lot of good men feeling ignored and neglected and taken for granted.
And that's exactly what I pretty much just got done saying. So we might not go much longer because she's now going into exactly what I was just talking about. You are that good man. Maybe you're that nice guy. Maybe she probably means to say you nice guys, or what I used to be as well. So I'll say us nice guys because I can relate to you. But you get that neglect because your wife or maybe your ex-wife treated you as though you were expendable. You were replaceable because she saw this attention that was coming in from other guys, especially for you guys that may not have made as much money as she made. Maybe for you guys that watch her develop in her career, but your career didn't develop. Maybe you lost your job. Who knows? And she came in and looked at you and said, what do I really need you for? I had a guy to tell me once that his wife said, if I make more money than you, then what do I need you for? And when I laughed, I said, well, then think about it. Then conversely, if you now make more money than she does, then what do you need her for? I mean, the math makes sense like that. But he probably didn't look at it that way. But gentlemen, do understand that a lot of times the reason that you're in the shape you're in is because you didn't have any rules in your relationship. Again, I'm right there with you. You're in the shape you're in because you thought your wife was irreplaceable. Again, I'm right there with you. But when you start getting rules established in your relationship of what you're not going to take and what you are going to take, until you realize and you let her know you are replaceable and I am willing to replace you. I don't care whether the church is mad about it. I don't care whether the kids are mad about it. I don't care whether your mama's mad about it. I don't care whether my dad is mad about it. I will replace you because this is my life. This is my life. And again, for many of you, if you really look into your religious principles, you'll see that the whole idea that you can't replace her is more of a contemporary idea. It wasn't one in tradition. But again, that's the topic for another video.
Here's why this happens. It's because our brains are wired for consequences. This isn't just a cultural thing. It's not just a female thing. It's a human thing. People change when there's a reason to change. If there's no reason, then there's no change. And that's just the basis of how we are taught, you know, when we're young, when we're being raised. We learn how to behave by our good behavior being rewarded and our undesirable behavior being punished. This is how our habits form, good or bad. It's also how all adults, men and women, subconsciously gauge what's okay in a relationship. So when a woman
I'm going to stop there. Or actually, let me go on one more because I want to hear this one.
gets in a bad mood and withholds sex or intimacy for months and years and nothing happens, you know, when there are no clear boundaries, no shifts, no standards being upheld, she unconsciously assumes that, oh, he must be okay with this.
And that's where I'm going to stop it at because she's 100% right. We are wired to look at consequences. We learned this at an early age using the old touch the hot stove example. Your body sends that signal, oh, that's painful. I don't want to do that again. So if you're having a woman that does not respect you because you don't really respect yourself at home, at what point does she realize, oh, I shouldn't do that again? If you're in a marriage where I love how the fact she separated sex from intimacy, because I'm sure in her former job as an escort, she probably ran into a lot of men. They had sex, but they didn't have intimacy. Now I know that's kind of a feminine word, but I'm going to just use it in this example. The reason why is because what a lot of guys seek, and I'm going to let me operationally define intimacy my way instead of what you may be thinking of again playing some Will Downing in the background and got some doggone flowers being presented. The intimacy is this woman feeling me? Does this woman have adoration for me? Does this woman actually want me, really desire me, want to touch me? That's the intimacy that many of you married guys are missing. And you're missing because, again, the respect is gone. She knows you don't see her as replaceable. So why does she need to show up every day? She doesn't. She doesn't. So I'm going to stop the video here. Check out again Sex, Love, and Soul. She has other videos up there. Props to her. I definitely appreciate her breakdown on this. And I wanted you to get someone else's opinion. I wanted some of the women out there, if you're listening to this, maybe all one or two of you, I hope that perhaps you at least give it some consideration. That sometimes you have to go to a woman that really knows the game about a man to learn a little bit about how to keep your man. And I like what she focused on. It wasn't about making sure that, the setting was right or whatever. It was, let me show up for this man. Because logistically, I'm in competition against all these other women that he could be spending his money with. Ladies, realize that every day your man comes home, he's bringing his money home to you when I'm sure there are a lot of other women, especially in a day and age of student loans being due and rent being due. There are a lot of other women that he could be taking that paycheck on over to, or shall we say have it deposited directly in that bank account since people don't get the paper checks anymore. But gentlemen, this one's still for you. No one's going to, make some woman respect you. That's up for you. Do you respect yourself? And if you respect yourself, however you define respect, if you respect yourself, you're going to have some rules. You're going to have some things about yourself that you're going to allow and that you're not going to allow. And if your woman does not know that, then how can you expect her to know that she's violated any rules? Again, I've been there. I'm making mistakes as I go along. The exchange I told you with my girl, where she tried to tell me how to drive, we'll just say, summarize it that way. She learned real quick, you're violating a rule of mine. You don't do that. And we have not had that problem again. A lot of times, what would you have done, gentlemen, in that situation? Would you have just kind of been like, I don't like it? Then an argument with it would have ensued. Y'all would have been huffing and puffing. And now every day y'all get in the car, it's still, don't you tell me why you got to be a backseat driver. You always telling me what to do. Rules, number one, will help you keep yourself in check, and it's also going to help her. And again, I'm thankful I'm learning this from my coach as I go along. Because again, I had him up here, I just didn't have him down there. And so what she's talking about, gentlemen, realize I'm not saying you need to go pay an escort. But what I am saying is that you should move as a man who does pay. Look at your time that you give your woman, your wife. Look at the energy that you give your woman, your wife. Look at all the physical labor that you give your woman, your wife, when that oil needs to be changed, that tire needs to be changed. Some of you are so proud of you. My wife doesn't have to put gas in her car. She doesn't have to go to the dealership and even negotiate. I take her car to shop. I get this fixed. Understand that everything that you are doing, there's another woman out there that will love that treatment. And there's value to that. Stop viewing yourself as not having any. A lot of you guys are over 50, 50 and over, and your dad never told you that. I'm telling you that. Many of you probably watched your fathers go to the grave only to see life go on when he's gone, and everybody parties and lives well off the life insurance. That's how it goes. That's how it can go. So you only have one life. Live it and use it. Don't live it in agony. Don't live it in pain. Live it in peace. That's what being an Iron Father is all about. If you like this video at all, give me a thumbs up down there. Subscribe for more content. I might start doing a few more reaction videos. And I honestly don't want to get all caught up into that game because I think, two things that YouTube is getting overfilled: reaction videos and AI videos. Nope. This is still me, wrinkles and everything, no filters or anything like that. It's all me with probably bad grammar and everything else. And on the other end, it's all me just bearing it out in front of you. I want to share with you guys the mistakes that I've made and how I'm trying to get it together too. Let me take you on my journey. Sign up with me. If you want to get yourself together physically and mentally, maybe you're exiting your marriage. Maybe you've already exited your marriage. Maybe you're just having a hard time in your marriage or your relationship. Let me help you. Let me help get that mind in shape and right, and let me help you get that body in shape and right. Contact me. All the information is below. I hope to hear from you. Let's get started, because every day that goes by, you're getting one step closer to the end. Every day that goes by, you've worked 4 hours for yourself and 4 hours that you're going to give to her. Every day that goes by, that's a day that you could have woken up stronger than yesterday, but you didn't. You let it go, still talking about what you gonna do when you get yourself in shape. What you gonna do, what you used to do. Gentlemen, let's start doing. Until next time, fellas, peace. Join the Iron Father. Become part of our brotherhood. You get access to the Facebook page, to the Facebook group, and let's go ahead and start some change. I'm out.